And we're live. Hello and welcome, everyone. We are going to be playing Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order today. We're going to be talking Star Wars stuff, talk about The Last Jedi, talk about Force Awakens. I thought it might be kind of fun to just kind of chit-chat and muse on Star Wars in general while we're playing the game today. I'll be playing on Jedi Master difficulty to start with. We will talk about that a little bit more as we go. I hope everybody's having a good weekend so far. I hope you're doing okay on your Saturday. And I'm glad you could be here. So hopefully we'll have a good time. Hopefully there's not too much dying, and hopefully we don't all kill each other in our discussion about The Last Jedi. You guys, a lot of you know how I feel about The Last Jedi. I'm actually more a fan than a detractor, although it does have its weak points, but we'll get into all that. Hey everyone, really glad you all could be here. Again, I hope your Saturday's going good. And first of all, has anyone else played Fallen Order? I'm interested to see how many of you have played it, how many of you have been watching gameplay of it. Is this the first that you're going to see of it? What do you think of this game based on what you've seen or based on what you've played? I'm interested to know your guys' thoughts right now. If the picture is a little bit off on the stream, just give it 1 second. I am playing the game on 1440p. We are streaming it at 1080p, and my monitor is natively 4K. It's weird, but it should correct itself here in a second. And there we go. Okay, brilliant. Adjust a couple of things here really quick. I'm going to lower the game audio as I normally do, so it doesn't mess with the time as I'm talking to you. I have found that the game actually runs surprisingly well. I always do this. I know some of you are interested in it, some of you are not, but on my solo streams I always kind of go through the settings just to give you a look of how I'm playing. I have everything on Epic, and to be quite honest, my graphics card not really pushed too hard except for during some of the cutscenes. I have turned down anti-aliasing to high because I find the TAA anti-aliasing they have on there to just be obnoxiously big. So it looks like MSAA to me on the high setting and FXAA on medium. So I'm just using high because I actually think it looks better than Epic. My personal opinion on that one. And I'm not having a hard time hitting 60 FPS consistently, except during transition areas. When the game is transitioning, holy God, it helps to have an SSD. I originally had this installed on a standard hard drive, and it was rough. Performance even on PC is really tough if you're not using an SSD, and I've also heard very similar things about performance on console because even the high-tier console stuff is still not running on SSDs, so... otherwise, the game runs great. Once I moved it over to an SSD, it's very short, infrequent frame drops. We will see how it goes while I have OBS open, and I'm sure. Alpaca Cheese, the music is good. I find that the score is really quite competent. I know some people kind of get tired of the John Williams-esque attempt to sort of capture Star Wars music but not copy it. You know, me personally, I really like the music. Reza Hassan, I'm not the only one apparently who loves The Last Jedi. I appreciate it, Reza. Xer, I'm tempted to tell everyone what happens in the game. Don't do it. This game actually has a really good story. We'll go ahead and get started here shortly, I promise. Just giving people a chance to join because I just tweeted it out not too long ago. Start a new journey. This is the differences basically in the difficulty setting. I love that this game actually shows you what the differences are, and I wish that more games did this with difficulty settings. So in story mode, parrying is apparently very, very easy. Not a lot of damage, not a lot of enemy aggression, and I will tell you, enemy aggression is very important in this game. It makes a big difference, you know, how often groups of enemies in particular are trying to attack you. Hello to everyone who's still continuing to come in. I'm very glad that you could be here. Hope you're having a great Saturday. We're about to get started. I'm just running through kind of what the differences are on some of the difficulties real quick. Jedi Knight, I think, is probably like the normal. That's probably where most people are going to want to play You have to be a little bit more specific with your parry timing, although I still found it to be pretty forgiving. Enemy aggression is bumped up a pretty decent amount, and enemy and incoming damage is bumped up a bit. Story mode. Jedi Master is actually what I think we're going to start playing this on, and if it ends up being too tough, we'll just back it down, because I don't want to stream a bunch of me dying and trial and error. I want you guys to actually see, at least a bit of the story. But this is pretty much, I think, maybe the way that the developers really intended the game to be played, which is like, pretty much everything right down the middle. You got to be really good with your timing. The incoming damage is pretty good. The enemy aggression is pretty aggressive. I think this is probably the standard way to play, unless you are very unfamiliar with Dark Souls and Bloodborne and Sekiro and all these other games. I actually wasn't familiar with a lot of these games. And so, for me, I started off on Jedi Master. I was getting through it. It was fine. But I figured for learning this style of game, this Soulsborne style of game, as people like to call it, I ended up backing down to Jedi Knight, and I did not find it to be too easy at all. I thought that the enemy aggression made it still pretty tough. I thought that the parrying could have been harder on this difficulty, but it was still fun. It was definitely still fun. Right amount of challenge, and the fantasy of being a Jedi or a Padawan it holds up pretty well on the Jedi Knight difficulty. Jedi Grandmaster, this is really for the people who are experts at this type of game. Parrying has to be near perfect, and incoming damage and aggression. I mean, you can see the difference, right? Between Jedi Master to Grandmaster, the damage and enemy aggression is insane. I have not even tried this, but I've seen people doing walkthroughs of this, and some of the big monsters and creatures kill you in one hit. So that is not what we're going to be playing today. We're going to be doing Jedi Master. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it. I'm gonna go ahead and let most of these cutscenes just go ahead and play, so you guys can get the gist of the story.
Listen, I don't want to upset your rhythm, Cal, but the boss wants a word. It'll be good for us. Here he is, Chief.
An error has been detected on line 10A. All our clamps are jammed. I need 2 workers to climb up and secure the cables.
That's not an easy maneuver.
The guild will double your pay for this shift.
Come on, Cal. What's our score? That couldn't hurt. Huh?
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Get to work.
This way.
I'm right behind you.
Alright, so this is Jedi Fallen Order. This opening sequence is pretty much just tutorial. It's basically showing you how to play the game and get a hang of the platforming. If you do notice some frame drops, that really is just because of the additional
Sorry, Cal.
Don't worry about it.
CPU cycles that OBS takes up. Again, playing through this without
Up here.
streaming, I have noticed really no drops at this point. 60. Luna, I always found the opening music weird. Just me. I think it's meant to be weird.
A separatist ship. Haven't seen a Luke or Hulk in ages.
Yeah. Ages.
Breaking her will be big money. All right, let's go.
We said maybe the game audio is a bit loud. Yeah, let's bump that down a see if that helps. That's on.
Look out! Heads up!
I think it's a really good game graphically overall. Especially as you
Hey,
get
you
up into
okay?
some of the different environments.
Yeah, I'm good. Ladder's out, though. Gonna have to find another way.
No
Kashyyyk
problem.
was probably
I'll
my
improvise.
See you there, pal.
favorite. Let me know if that audio is a little bit better. Still a little loud. Oh man. Okay. We'll have to calibrate a bit as we go. I wonder if that slider doing anything at all? On my end, it doesn't really. Yeah. No. I can definitely. It's definitely quieter there, right? I lowered it a bunch. Yeah, I think that Kashyyyk or maybe Zepho is probably my favorite of the different environments. Okay, that's good. Hopefully it's not too low
Park
there.
this barge immediately. You are not approved trash.
I'm trash, just not approved trash.
It's really interesting just how much the platforming factors in on this game, which I thoroughly enjoyed, actually.
Easy there.
Just passing through.
Hurry up. We're close to finishing ahead of schedule. I can just about taste the credits. It's gonna be a wild night tonight. Let's get this job done.
Reckless cow.
Good to see you.
You too. Don't get yourself killed.
That's
I am going to try something real quick here just to see if I can tolerate it, because it is, with OBS open, it's not holding 60, and so since we are only streaming at 30 anyway, I'm going to try and see if I can just play at 30. That way we'll have a consistent frame rate. It's not so much that you need to have a fast frame rate, but for a game that has a lot of need for responsiveness, it's important to have a consistent. So as long as it's stuck at 30, that's actually better than it fluctuating from like 45 to 60.
sounds
When
like
you get into
scrap
some of those
rats.
tougher combat situations,
Creepy.
you want to be able to respond.
Just passing through, guys. No need to come out and say hi this time.
Flucus, yes, I have beaten the game. So I beat it a couple days ago. I really, really enjoyed the story. That's something I can definitely say for certain. That it is one of, how do I put this? I don't necessarily want to do the thing where I rank it against all other Star Wars games or all other Star Wars
Cal,
stories.
I'll meet you at the clamps.
Sounds good. Be there soon.
But one of the things that I felt very strongly about it is that for me, Cal Kestis as the protagonist is probably the most Luke Skywalker-like protagonist that we've seen in Star Wars in a long time, right? He's a scrapper in hiding because of what happened following Order 66. He's kind of trying not to be noticed, but he also sort of knows that he's meant for more and that he should not be absconding from his responsibilities to the galaxy. And in some sense, it feels kind of like that classical call to adventure. And we'll see as the story progresses, the moment when Cal really accepts his responsibility to do more with his gifts.
How'd you
And it
get
feels very Luke Skywalker-like in that sense. Xer, will Katie play this game too after Thanksgiving? I don't know. She is not a Star Wars person really at all, but if I can convince her, maybe. Reza Hassan, has anyone watching The Mandalorian? Oh my goodness, are we watching The Mandalorian? I will ask you guys a favor, okay? I know you guys are like fam, so you're gonna help me on this. I have not watched episode 3 yet, so pretty please don't make me regret doing a stream today without having watched episode 3. Please keep any spoilers for episode 3 out of the chat, please. Thank you. We can talk about the first 2 episodes all you want. I love those episodes. I think it's doing a great job so far as a show. I'm really enjoying it. Alpaca cheese, I only know about Baby Yoda. Listen, Baby Yoda, am I right? Like, talk about what a hit. Like, if you're the Netflix folks, if you're Dave Filoni and you're Jon Favreau and all these folks, what an awesome hit. It's so hard to, like, construct something that goes viral. But the reaction to Baby Yoda has got to be one of the best reactions to, like, a totally new character in a major established franchise that I've ever seen. I don't think I've heard anyone say anything negative about Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda is universally loved, and the memes are just flowing like crazy. My girlfriend and I have been sending Baby Yoda memes back to each other all week. It's fantastic.
There it goes.
Just a great idea. Like, it's one of those, how the hell did nobody think of this earlier ideas?
Yep,
Fuck
good
yeah,
looking out.
Baby Yoda. This is a great shot, by the way. This is a really great visual showcase for the game. Also, if you're wondering, is this a standard job duty as a scrapper? Like, this has got to be some of the most dangerous work you could possibly do, and I don't think Cal is getting hazard pay. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hikiko, I said the Netflix people, didn't I? That is ridiculous of me. I'm sorry, the Disney Plus people. I should not have said Netflix. That's the other team at this stage. Reza Hassan says F3 is directed by Deborah Chow, who is going to be the showrunner on the Obi-Wan show. Hey, I'm all for that. Also, Witcher, right? The Witcher Netflix show is going to be coming out here really quick, so that's awesome. We have an abundance of
Hold on.
streaming stuff
All
coming
right.
out.
Clamp secured. Whoa. You okay?
Still here.
Gave me a fright there, pal.
Yeah, the platforming. I would say that the platforming in Assassin's Creed has probably gotten worse, to be quite honest.
Hang on. I got this.
You know, I think it probably peaked earlier in the series.
We're
You
done.
can argue about
Get
when
out of
exactly it peaked, whether it was still during the Ezio stuff or maybe it was actually during Unity, which Unity had a bunch of problems, but goddamn, the free flow and the animations were so smooth when they finally fixed everything. No, I would compare the platforming in this a lot to, you know, kind of take your pick, Uncharted or Tomb Raider, or Uncharted, however you want to chart the lineage there, but very much more in the vein of
Come
those
take a look at
games.
this. It's a Jedi fighter. What a score. It's a real scrapper's payday. I mean, this he's been here, what, 4 years?
5.
Whoever flew this went down in a blaze of glory. Those Jedi. A real tragedy. Yeah, I've always said they couldn't all be traitors.
Yeah, maybe.
Guess it's just our lucky day. Empire's gonna get a lot of good material out of it. Yeah, here we are, scrapping these ships from the war just so they can turn around and make new ones. What a racket, huh? All of us risking our necks for the bosses. And the pay was better back during the Republic, too.
Hey, you really should watch what you say.
Listen to me. Find us free like this, it'll be your ticket off this soggy rock.
What makes you think I want out of here?
Come on, Cal, you're a young guy. You don't end up like me. Eventually, you gotta move on and live your life. Find your destiny.
Whatever you say. Hey, we should get back down.
You're not listening to me. What was that? Cal,
All right, here we go. And this is not as easy as it looks, but it's also not that difficult. You're just kind of trying to slide around and not slide into too much shit. It works as visual spectacle. Okay, here we go.
You okay?
Cal! I can't climb up!
Bro, just hang on.
I'm slipping!
No, don't let go.
I can't hold on!
Bro, no!
we see Cal using his force powers openly for his time in a while,
I'll
probably.
get us out of here. Just hang on.
Watch out, Cal!
Look out! This thing is barely flying. Hold on! Prof, you all right?
Yeah. Okay,
We gotta move. Come on.
hell happened? What was that back there? Was that you? Well, that was the Force, wasn't it?
Just forget what you saw, okay? Please
No,
trust
but
me.
I've seen the stories. I've heard it. There's
Prof,
bounties out on people
I
like
know. I know.
you. Yeah, all right. We need to be careful. Yeah.
Prof is a really good character. I really like Prof. He's a good friend character for Cal. The way he encourages him to get out there and find his destiny. I feel like that's a very real guy. There's a guy out there
Hold
who's
up,
working
okay?
with a younger guy who tells him stuff like that,
Good.
and
You?
it's a very
Yeah.
endearing character.
Cal.
Flucus, I don't want to just completely talk
I'm
over the
working with you
cutscene, but I just want to say
sometime.
you are right. This might be the best Star
Never
Wars
seen
game of all
anything
time.
like that before. We've been through some hell together. So, I know the risk that you took for me. I don't know how to repay you.
Don't mention it. I mean it.
Oh, you don't have to worry about me. This place, it's not safe. Maybe you should, disappear.
Just gotta head back to my place, grab my bag. Tappers owes me a favor.
I heard he was up on, Mel Shadow.
Yeah. You won't be seeing me for a while, Prof.
Yeah, okay. Okay, Cal.
Hi everyone, it's just joining again, playing Fallen Order, playing on Jedi Master difficulty level. We're probably about 15 or so minutes into the actual story, just did the opening where Cal uses Force for the first time, and now he's trying to lay low. Here we're going to see a very interesting sequence. I really liked what they did here with this.
Prof, wait up. Where are you going?
This is really great. Love it. This is a trope in Star Wars at this point, which is these sort of reality bending. Is it a vision? What's happening right now?
Apprentice, mark well and listen.
Master.
Trust only in the Force.
So Cal
Very
has
stuffed.
somewhat of a tough past,
Yeah.
so we're gonna
Something's
find out a little bit
going
more
on.
about that as we go. But as for right now, he is
Everybody
just
up.
trying to avoid some
Identification ready.
Imperial business.
Move out and line up.
Probably just another contraband inspection.
The rain on his poncho looks incredible. Also, someone asked earlier, yes, this is the Unreal Engine. One of the many things that's nice about this. Oh yes, Reza, that is right. That is a Lasat, right? Am I remembering that correctly? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, same species as Zed from Rebels.
Is this all of them?
Yes, second sister.
We seek a dangerous fugitive. This is no common anarchist, but a devotee of the treasonous Jedi Order. Failure to turn over this traitor will result in a charge of sedition. Turn yourself in, or everyone present shall face summary execution.
I think it's time someone came forward. I've been working on this heap a long time. Way before the war. We refit and rebuilt ships. Best in the galaxy. Then came the Empire. And engineers became scrappers. The workers, they just started getting worked.
Prof.
We all know the truth. We're just too afraid to say it. To the Empire, we're all just expendable.
Yes, you are.
No!
Look at this, a lightsaber.
I found the Jedi! What's that? Checking out the disturbance.
Oh, that hurts.
Hold it! Don't move! How'd you get here?
Easy now.
Got a stowaway.
Hey, you don't...
Jedi!
I'm really annoyed that second guy actually shot me once. But okay, yeah, there goes Prop, who, by the way, is a great character, and I love the role that he plays in the story. It is sad to see him go so quick, though. One thing that I always wanted to note, why the heck does Cal carry the lightsaber on him?
The Jedi?
He's trying to lay low?
They won't get past us. It's a traitor. Blast them!
Kinda doesn't make any sense.
Time to take a shot! You and me now, Jedi. Up.
And you have to time your parry pretty well to actually bounce it back at them. Which isn't too difficult. Like, they make the blaster bolts pretty reasonable. Also, yeah, second sister. If you think she's great with the helmet on, wait till you see her later on. Oh, what are you gonna do there? Don't try and hit me with that. There you go.
I sealed the cargo door.
Okay, so I've taken a couple blaster bolts, nothing too serious though. And I feel like this especially the early levels, should be pretty manageable even on Jedi Master.
Gotta keep moving.
There you go. Oh wait, no, not this way. Back in here. Yeah, seriously, you just carry the lightsaber with him, which really kind of doesn't make any sense, but, you know, we gotta do the tutorial level, so that's what's happening.
I chose to rest instead. That's how I prepare. Eyes up! Come on, Jedi, fight us!
And all about parrying, very much so. You cannot just dodge spam in this game. On some games, you can dodge spam. I play The Witcher 3 on the highest difficulty level, and it's a cakewalk because really you're just dodging a lot. You have to get good parrying. But also, you can't just try and parry, which is what I really like about it. Oh, and I guess they want me to hold this to block, but I'm actually going to try and practice. Right?
Stop playing games, Jedi!
So, yeah, it wants me to basically not parry to move on, but I'm going to use this like a little bit of practice. And so you can see there, that's the dodge step, which hit B once, or you can double hit it and do like a roll away.
I'm staying on you.
You can lower their well, try and lower that guy's stamina. You block, and there they get stunned. Pretty much how that goes. All right, let's just go ahead and hold this to block. It will lower your stamina.
Your guard is pretty solid. I can do this.
And the combat is just, it looks good. What else can you say, really?
That's
Very
not possible.
smoothly animated. And his force powers, the one that he has unlocked from the start is slow, which is cool. I think it is a little strange from a lore standpoint that like Kylo Ren was the first person to ever really display that slow force power, and it was considered like really, really powerful, and Cal has it. They kind of talk about how Cal is special amongst force users, kind of, but you know, he's not the most all-powerful, but he's pretty good. Go.
Jedi! Lucky move!
Alright, so nothing too difficult again on this opening level.
The fugitive comes this way, I'm ready.
Well, apparently he wasn't that ready. Gayer than you, like, sure, they're trying to kill you, but they seem like cool dudes. I mean, except for the fact that they're all, you know, clones, but yeah.
Adversary inbound. I copy.
And, oh, you really want to try and create some space, and...
I don't want to die here.
There you go. Good combination of dodging and countering, or parrying. Okay, I'm already down to like almost past half health though. Which goes to show you, not easy. And I don't think there's any chance to heal in this level either.
Stop the train. Oh no! Need cover. Gotta move in between bursts. Now.
Gayer than you, come on, clones are people too. I don't know, man. My views on clones are almost like my views on robots. Maybe, I mean, I think if I had to choose between a clone and a robot, I'd probably take the clone. But you know.
Faster!
Oh boy, okay.
Here, I'm ready for your trick.
Shot the coupling out. Gotta get down.
Man, this is not a good day to work for Cal. about this spectacle, right? I mean, this is very Uncharted. Feels like it's pulled directly
Whoa!
from
This is bad.
Uncharted in a lot of ways.
Only way is up. Who are you?
No time! Keep moving! We'll pick you up when we can!
Here we get our first look at Seer, who is going to be one of the major characters in the game. She is phenomenal. I thought she starts a little slow, maybe a little generic, but as more of her backstory gets revealed, I really like her as a character. We'll meet her here very shortly. Oh boy, here we go. First blast these stormtroopers. Okay. Not. Come on.
Better stay over there.
All right. Here we go. Got down.
I've got this.
6 or 7 left to go.
Yeah!
Cal is in fine form right now. Right.
Bring the Jedi. Stop the intruder.
Oh boy. Come on.
Someone else take him. Through this.
Ooh, okay. Not bad. Not bad. Be like 3 more over here. 2 more.
Already.
Oh, to the face. I gotta say that deflecting blaster bolts back at them feels incredibly satisfying.
What now? Train stopped?
Again, it's nothing too surprising. It's nothing too like out there as far as the music, but it is good.
No, this can't be good. Whoa! Ah!
Alright, well, jump or nothing.
Jump now! Hold on! No!
I feel like that's an unwritten rule in the Star Wars universe. When a main character is falling to their death, a floating robot will make itself available.
Going somewhere? I recognize that stance. Perhaps you've had some training after all. Who was your master? Padawan? Someone I killed, perhaps? What Jedi gave their life so that you might live? Better than I thought.
Better than you thought. You haven't even hit me once, girl. Come on.
Very well. You won't dodge the next. This is too easy. Better than I thought.
Yeah, the one thing that I will say I really enjoy about this game is that the lightsaber fights, one-on-one against other, Force users, they really feel like duels. Which is something that other Star Wars games have really struggled with.
Get on board!
Okay, shut that thing off and grab some seat.
Thanks for the help. But who are you people?
My name is Seer Junda, and this is my captain, Grease Dritus.
How you doing? Yeah, the Mantis is my ship, but you better pay attention to this lady here.
So, who are you?
Cal. Kestis. Who was that back there?
An Imperial Inquisitor. She's a Force user hunting Jedi survivors. And now that she knows who you are, she will not stop until she destroys you.
How do you know so much? And why'd you help me?
We track Imperial communications. We heard the Inquisitors were heading to Braca. So we made our move.
Oh, yeah? And what's the bounty on Jedi these days anyway?
That's gratitude for you.
Look, I get it. You've been surviving on your own for so long that it's impossible to trust anyone. And it's what's kept you alive. But this is about something bigger than just surviving.
Like what?
Like rebuilding the Jedi Order.
You too? Anybody else?
Oh, we're not good enough for you?
The Jedi Council?
They're gone.
Oh. So I'm all you've got.
Captain, set a course for Bogano.
Aye, aye.
In the meantime, try and relax. Go, you're safe. For now.
You gotta move on and live your life. Find your destiny. Calico! You were talking in your sleep. Weirdo.
AJ in the chat, I love the actor who plays Cal. You know, Cal really grew on me. There have been some complaints about him as a protagonist. I would encourage you to ignore those and give him a chance. I think he's a great protagonist. He starts off a little on the bland side, but as they reveal more of his story, there is real depth to him. And I like that. I like the fact that they explore his guilt. I like the fact that they play on the fact that he struggles with his fear and his guilt a lot. And he learns to overcome those things with Seer's help, with Grease's help, and by also just choosing to step up when he needs. Here's a good little scene here that I believe is totally optional. There are light sort of optional conversations you can have, and I believe this is totally optional. If you don't interact with this object, I don't think you get this scene. But here we'll watch this scene between Cal and Seer.
Song. I wrote it. Years ago. You touch an object and witness events connected to it. You feel its history.
It's an echo in the Force from the object.
Not many Jedi have that skill.
How would you know that?
I was once a Jedi, but not anymore.
Do I know you?
No. But I knew your master, Jaro Tapal. He was a true guardian of the Republic.
He was a hero. Listen. Something happened to me during the Purge. I survived, but my connection to the Force is damaged. When I meditate, if I let my guard down, I lose control. And it's like I'm back in that moment when...
You survived, Cal. And you're not alone. Not anymore.
We're coming up on our destination.
This is Bogano. A Jedi I knew discovered it before the Purge. You won't find it on any maps.
The Empire doesn't know this place exists.
No.
So, what's the plan? Will you hide out here?
Hey, Flukas, so that is an
We're
interesting
done
point
hiding, Cal.
about Seer
See that structure
also
over
being
there?
a little bit generic. I feel like they
I
all
believe
kind of
that
start
vault
off
holds
like
the
an
key to
archetype that we
rebuilding the
recognize.
Jedi Order.
Actually, let me look.
But it requires someone strong in the Force to pass its test.
And since you're not a Jedi anymore, that's why you need me.
I know you don't trust me. And I'm not really sure I trust you. But we have a common enemy. And a common cause. I'll share more of my plan after you reach the vault. But, until then, there's someone here I think you should meet. May the Force be with you.
So yeah, basically there is a vault here that Seer needs to get into. We'll find out why here shortly, but it needs someone who's Force sensitive, and Seer has cut herself off from the Force. Flukas, you were mentioning that she does come off a little bit
Guess
generic.
I'm looking for a Jedi.
I
then.
think they all
If
come
there's
off a
already
little
one
bit
here,
generic. I think
why does
Cal
Seer
and
need
Grease
me?
and Seer all come off like a Star Wars archetype that we kind of already know, and they basically are, but here's why I like them as a group. They all struggle with fear and guilt. That is basically a through line for all of them. Cal is guilty over his past, and he's also afraid because of how he failed and how he thinks he might fail again. Seer is basically the same way. She is guilty and she is afraid. Grease is also guilty and kind of afraid. It manifests itself differently for all of them, but as a group, sort of trusting each other and learning from each other's mistakes, they learn to kind of overcome that fear and let go of that guilt. So I love them as a sort of mini ensemble quite a bit. The one thing that you can definitely say about this game is that exploration is also a big part of it. You can explore a lot of nooks and crannies on this map and find, different lightsaber materials, which are all cosmetic, different outfit materials, all cosmetic, and occasionally you'll find like a health upgrade or something like that. I'm going to kind of skip through the random exploration elements just so we can get through more of the story, but I would highly encourage you to play the game exploring pretty much
This
extensively.
looks like a safe place to meditate. Just need to focus my mind.
It's a very rewarding part of the game. Yeah, so Flucus, that's fair. I only just landed on Kashyyyk. Her story makes more sense after Bogano, and she really owned me after that. Same, 100% that. I felt exactly how you did, and then as the story progressed, I started to kind of warm up to her and in the entire group. So yeah, these are basically like bonfires in Dark Souls. So you basically use them as save points. You can rest, which resets your health, but also respawns enemies. The skill tree is very basic. It is just very basic. You end up unlocking most or all skills just in the normal course of the game. You know, I would just kind of prioritize stuff on the right side a little bit more. That kind of upgrades your health. Stuff on the left is more force powers, and stuff right down the middle is lightsaber stuff. I would actually recommend not upgrading a bunch of lightsaber stuff right away because it's not super interesting. Dash Strike is probably the most useful one. Other than that, I don't know if you really need any of this stuff except for maybe some of the ones very much towards the top. Like there's some basic damage. There's actually one basic damage upgrade to all lightsaber attacks right at the top. That's basically the only one I think. Yeah, that's a good point. Again, Flucus, that's called character growth, right? The other examples we've seen of this are Andromeda, Anthem, where in 5 minutes they want to show you how unique and interesting the character is, as opposed to just saying, hey, yeah, maybe at first they kind of fit this archetype, but over time you get to know them more and you actually see them change and grow. Completely agree. All right, let's, what are we, almost an hour in? I bet we can get off Bogano and kind of start Zepho. Oh, and here we go. Here is the fourth member, truly, of the ensemble.
Hey,
and that is BD1.
I'm Cal. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm looking for someone. No, not you. I'm searching for a Jedi, I think. Hold on. You know the Jedi? What do you know? Wait, hold on. Did you just slice that? Thanks.
We were talking about Baby Yoda earlier, and I almost feel bad for BD1 because I feel like BD1 would be the biggest hit, like, new cute Star Wars character if it wasn't for Baby Yoda. Mentioned. Like, these two characters both coming out at the same time is really insane. Emery, BD1 is better than BB-8, and you cannot change my mind. Who would want to? BD1 might be one of the best. Like, he's up there with R2-D2. Like, he is now competing for, like, best all-time Star Wars droid. Like R2-D2, HK, and the KOTOR series for sure, and yeah, and BD1 are probably like in the top for me. Oh yeah, rotate, zoom. This map becomes very useful, especially towards the end of the game. If you're trying to unlock or explore every part of the map, this is actually a very good map. You can see the verticality and all the detail and everything. All right, BD1, show me the way.
I sense something over here.
And we will see some of the creature combat here.
That's a really big bug.
And there you can see, God, the dismemberment is so cool. Someone mentioned in the chat earlier, it is very unfortunate that the humanoid characters cannot be dismembered. That feels like a real Disney restrictive thing, right? They don't want human dismemberment, but a lot of the creature dismemberment is really cool. I just wish that we could, you know, chop up some stuff. Oh, God, okay, sorry. That's right. I don't have that unlocked. So you can wall run later on in the game. You cannot wall run now, and I have been playing this game a lot, so I just instinctively tried to wall run.
It was after boggling eggs and the pack fought back.
There are also these little force echoes, as we saw in that cutscene. Cal can sort of sense what happened in the past. Force. Those are basically just like little
No way through here.
secrets,
Guess that's why BD1 warned me.
environmental storytelling,
All right,
that
maybe
kind
I'll
of
listen
thing.
to you next time.
81 lead.
Any ideas? Gotta get across this gap somehow.
Also, I am genuinely
Zip
annoyed
line?
that no matter what the target FPS rate is, it always dips as you're trying. Even at 30, where there's no way that my hardware is pushed to hit 30, it's
How'd you
still...
know that would work? Wait, you
dips.
didn't? It's locked. Careful over there. That doesn't look safe. Just like back at the scrapyard. Hold on, BD1. I'm coming.
Damn it, BD1. Oh, okay. Yeah, I appreciate how sort of sporadic the attacks are for some of the creatures. It really fits. They're just being force slow to get around certain obstacles.
Hey, that was pretty brave. You okay? Wait, I can help you with that. Will you let me? Oh, okay. Well, your scomp is busted, but this should help you get moving for now.
AJ, yes, I have beaten the game. So I beat the game a couple days ago, and this is
Okay.
now Little
Try
Jedi
that.
Master playthrough. I really like the game a lot. I like the story. I think it starts a little slow, but as you get deeper into the character backstories, it really shapes
Yeah,
up.
that's where I was headed too. Okay, well, first we gotta figure out a way out of this place.
Oh, that's a fun idea. Snail Messia in the chat. If we want to play SWOTOR, we could do like a Codex added guild. That would be fun. Yeah, I've actually just recently kind of gotten back into Old Republic. I'm kind of on a big Star Wars thing. The Mandalorian as a show made me want to explore more of the bounty hunter stuff, and so I started playing through the bounty hunter class storyline in Old Republic, and it's really satisfying.
BD, that's a little small for me. Don't worry, I'll find my own way out. Tight fit, but this should work.
Oh, here's another thing I like: is the whole lightsaber as a flashlight. Later.
Those vines look like they lead somewhere. Hope they're sturdy.
Well,
Yeah, I'm all right. Healing stim. You're full of surprises. That's better. Thanks, little droid. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, okay. Here, hop on board.
BD1 is just the cutest. It's fantastic. He is one of the best sidekick characters ever.
So,
He heals
how'd you get
you.
here? Don't remember? I've never known a forgetful droid. Can't argue with that.
Eventually, he will hack things, open doors for you. You can even hack some other droid enemies with the right upgrades. It's fantastic. And then you can create little shortcuts. This really comes into play as you progress further and further through the game. You'll make little shortcuts to make traversing the map and back. There's a lot of backtracking, basically. Return to each of the planets multiple times.
Hey, a chest. Think the Jedi would mind if we grab supplies?
You know, if you want to unlock everything, you're really going to have to backtrack and explore the map and those.
Where are you going? So what was in there?
Yeah, for instance, access this right away. Haha, so this is a lightsaber customization. Again, totally cosmetic, but you can change your lightsaber color, the emitter part here, your switch, we don't have any other thing there, the sleeve, and then which material. So not a lot of options right now. I will say on my main playthrough, I'm all about that blue lightsaber. Ultimately, you do get more colors. Sort of, there's a story beat that I don't want to spoil that you'll get to change, but what the heck. For this one, may as well go green just to be different. Change this up to Cordova, kind of get a different look lightsaber. Why not, right? Look at that green light. Okay. Go, and here's our shortcut. Actually,
Moving out.
yeah, so if you collect some of these Force Echoes, eventually you'll get like,
Whoever lived here used this room for storage. They kept food and supplies.
so this one is basically just a story one, but a lot of them also have, you know, if you collect 3 of them, you'll get more maximum force or maximum health, etc. BD also likes to skip things. I like the codex entries here as well. Like, a lot of it is pretty detailed and pretty neat to read through to learn more about the species, and also it has like a tactics guide for some of the creatures and some of the human enemies as far as what the best way to fight them is. So if you're having trouble with combat, definitely.
That's where we need to go. I can feel it.
Well, there's a chest on that side. Oh. Come on. Oh boy. Oh, and here's a good thing, right? Like, BD will scan them, and then we'll have some additional info for the tactical guide. And it'll just kind of, you know, give you like a codex entry on them, and then it'll give you like a tip, right? Attack in large groups and able to contort evasive strikes, but he's killed. Yeah.
Well done.
And yeah, I will say, like, even in the beginning, it can be really tough on Jedi Master. So Jedi Knight is probably the right difficulty for most people, unless you're very experienced in Soulsborne stuff. And right now, I would say it feels better doing the Jedi Master after having beaten the game on Jedi Knight, but it's probably not good for a first place.
I'll check it out. You mapped everywhere we've been. I can't make it over there. We gotta find another way.
No, so on replay you do not get to unlock all of the cosmetics. I would honestly love a New Game Plus for this game, except it would be kind of weird to do New Game Plus because a lot of the story is kind of limited, or not limited, but like you have to progress with the unlocks slowly. So I don't know how they could really handle New Game Plus if you had all your abilities. Best way to go from here? I guess I go down, right? Not mistaken. Yeah, that's the way.
Another one? Oh, all right then. What's that, BD1?
There you go, new poncho material. I liked some of the ponchos, and in general, I like ponchos. I think it's really great that they're bringing the poncho back as far as Star Wars apparel. I have seen some people complain about the poncho as like, why are ponchos in Star Wars? To which I say, have you been paying attention? Like Luke Skywalker wore a poncho, Leia wears a poncho. Ponchos are a thing in Star Wars. So glad to see ponchos come back. I like that they had so much selection, but I do feel like a lot of them looked the same. There were a couple I like though. In particular, it's not a spoiler necessarily because you know you go to Kashyyyk, but the free Kashyyyk poncho, come on, that's the best one. That is clearly the best poncho. All right, here, save point.
This tool was used by someone eager to reach the vault.
Very sad, by the way. And we should see one of these big frog things pop up. And so we shall. Ooh.
Run for it!
All right. Scan away, BD. I love the BD scans.
Nice
I don't know
job.
why. Like, I just genuinely appreciate BD1 as a droid, and I love the fact that he just scans a bunch of crap and then gives you data. Who doesn't love this? Also, by the way, I have not had time to talk about this. I love the user interface of this game. I don't know why. I just think that especially when you're like reading some of the entries, it's very clean. It's very readable. I like the font and just all aesthetic. So yeah, small detail, but worth mentioning. Good UI design is so underappreciated. Whew, God, that really is satisfying. Especially when it comes off of like a counter. Yeah, no, I agree. Finding all the pieces again, like the exploration is kind of something I only want to do once. Like I'm actually, even though I've beaten the game, I am still trying to explore, basically to get 100% on all of the maps. I don't know if I'm going to keep up with that, but at least so far I'm still having fun kind of solving exploration as a puzzle. So I'm still doing that on my main playthrough. But yeah, I agree. If you're going to replay the game, I don't know, that's kind of not that fun to do. Let's see. As much as I want my dash strike, I am going to take maximum health first. Bosog asking if it's whether or not you can ever have a red lightsaber crystal. You cannot. Again, I don't really think that's spoilery either, because the answer is no. But no red lightsaber. Maybe DLC, maybe some. Well, okay, no. I'm gonna stick with my answer on no red lightsaber. But there is technically, I don't want to. There is the technicality to that answer, but the correct full answer is no. You cannot customize with a red. I don't know why I came today. That's a force echo up there, but I can't.
Well done.
Yeah, I've got to say, this lightsaber combat, parrying, counters, it is unique. That is fine. Snail Messia, okay, I'm downloading Star Wars: The Old Republic. Very good. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Old Republic, it holds up pretty damn well, I would say. Graphically, look, this game came out in 2012. It's starting to show its age. But it still has, Knights of the Old Republic sort of style of storytelling, which is not bad. And can be totally enjoyed as mostly a single-player experience. Early when it launched, you really kind of had to play it like an MMO. Now you can basically play it almost like a single. All the class story. I have no problem with it.
What?
Thanks, Lucas. Thanks for stopping by.
See something in there?
Oh, I didn't even remember it being this quick, but yeah, here we go. Flashback time.
Try again.
It's difficult, Master.
Yes, the path is difficult. It may seem impossible, but with persistence and the Force as your ally, you will overcome any obstacle. You will master any path. Now, do what you must to reach me.
Exer, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. I really like these flashback sequences so much. Look at little Cal Kestis. I almost wish we could have like a true Padawan game playing in this era of like the Padawan as a little kid, Like this is just kind of, it's fun, right? Like playing as a little kid Jedi. That might be kind of interesting. All right, here we go.
Good. Again. Now, reach my position.
I did it.
There we go. Wall one.
Persistence and the Force as my ally. Just remembering old tricks.
And so this is basically it's like a big part of the game,
Show
right?
me that shortcut again.
The more you, there you go. Now you can see this path is now available. the more you unlock, the more you can explore, and it just kind of goes from there. You'll see there's still other sections that are still in red. You still can't do it, but as you unlock more abilities. Oh, Emery, yeah, DLC where we get to play as Padawan Cal only. That could be actually kind of fun. All run fun. Ah.
This area was used for meditation. There's someone familiar with the Jedi Order.
Wait, did I just come back the same? Okay, not sure why I did that, but okay. Oh, right, here we go. Right? This is... Yeah, of course it is. Kath in the chat says, how much bouncing back to locations does happen to unlock other things? You bounce back to each major planet at least once for the story. And you know, based on abilities and gear that you get on other planets, you then unlock traversal in planets that you've already been to. I like it. I don't love it. It could have been done better. I think other games have done backtracking better. This game is a little bit derivative in that sense. But that's okay. It still works. It's still fun. The environments look great. You get to, particularly on Kashyyyk, which again I think was my favorite planet, the part of Kashyyyk that you see the first time looks and feels very different from the part of Kashyyyk that you see the second time, because you go into the Shadowlands the second time, which I really, really liked. So yeah, you go to each of the main planets at least twice, and then if you want to do just like complete optional stuff, you can spend a lot of time just DLC where I get to play as Ahsoka. Look, I mean, this model for the combat, the exploration, the story, it's so good. I can see a lot of Star Wars characters or timelines getting this treatment. I think Respawn could be very busy potentially. I think this is, for right now, potentially the Star Wars game mold. I even think, like, you know, I like the turn-based with pause combat for KOTOR, but I still think, like, what would, like, a, you know, if BioWare could just kind of get some of the, you know, take this engine, borrow this from Respawn, and do like a BioWare story with dialogue and sort of character customization, what would that be like? I'm not saying that would work. It might be too much of a mishmash of apples and oranges, but this combat is so good and the exploration and platforming is so good, it makes you want to give this treatment to everything. Also, I will say, I don't know if we'll get to see it here in the first, in this video today, but there are very light dialogue choices in the game. They don't mean anything, they don't change the story at all, nothing like that, but there are, for some reason, very light dialogue choices that you can make, which maybe we won't have time today, but... Again. I'm mistaken. Oh no, wait. Okay, right, sorry. Haha, this giant thing, which is really hard to miss. To my left. Right? To my left? To my left. Yes? There we go. All right. Oh, that's a good point. To all who want to play Star Wars: The Old Republic Guild, are we Alliance or Empire? I mean, would it be interesting if we just did both? Like we just had Codex added Alliance, Codex added Empire. We could all fight each other. Me personally, I'm more of an Alliance. Most of my characters. Although my Imperial Agent and Bounty Hunter I quite love.
Racy there?
Whoa, it's on.
Oh, damn you, a fast droid. Look at little BD-1 run. Little droid legs.
We're not finished yet. Okay, he probably would have won. Probably. Amazing.
Come on, is BD-1 not adorable? Look at this little guy. Fantastic.
You all right, BD?
Well done, whoever you are. You have passed the test I left behind and gained access to the vault and this recording, one of many encrypted logs stored in the droid. I am Master Eno Cordova. I may not know your name, but I know your purpose. The fate of the Jedi Order lies in your hands. This place, this vault, is a sacred temple built by a vanished civilization known as the JFO. Meditating here, I was granted a premonition through the Force, a vision of doom. I have placed inside this vault a Jedi holocron containing a list of the names and locations of young Force sensitives throughout the galaxy. Ahead, you will find the inner chamber of the vault, but also another test. I can only trust this holocron to someone who has followed my path and understands. Seek out the hidden tombs of the three sages and learn to perceive the mysteries of the Force as the JFO once did. In this droid, you will find everything you need to succeed on this journey. Go to the JFO homeworld. There, you will find peace in the eye of the storm. Good luck, Jedi. And may the Force be with you.
The graphics really are quite outstanding. Like the skin textures and the clothes and the particular the hair physics for Cal.
Yes, you were the someone I was supposed to meet.
Absolutely outstanding. Here we go. This is the very key scene for Cal's character.
You know, I've been alone for a while now. Without any purpose, just hiding. There's no way to live. Not for a Jedi. Or a droid. Maybe Seer was right. Maybe we're done hiding. Hey, you want to meet some, friends of mine?
That is a very simple but a very key scene and a very missable line of dialogue, but it's really the key moment for Cal when he says that I spent all this time in hiding. That's no way to live. That is the call to adventure, but it is also the hero accepting the call to adventure. So when you think about Joseph Campbell and sort of Jungian archetypes and all of this, sort of hero of many faces, what George Lucas really based Star Wars on, you have the moment where something happens to Luke Skywalker, right? Like his aunt and uncle are killed, the farm is burned down. He doesn't choose that. That just happens to him. It's like an inciting incident in any story. But the call to adventure is really about leaving your old life behind, and specifically the hero saying yes when they could have walked away, right? So whether that's Frodo or Harry Potter or Luke Skywalker, it may seem like these are circumstances that are unavoidable, and to some extent they are, but the hero has to actively choose to walk toward them. And that's really key for Cal, because he has been hiding and he has been afraid and guilty of the ways that he's failed in the past. But that moment when he finally realizes that's no way for me to live, I have to do something, I have a responsibility to try even if I fail, that's a really key character moment for him. Not exactly the most unique or original thing, but it is well done and it is acted earnestly. And it's kind of the moment when I started to perk up a little bit when it came to Cal.
What you wanted me to see.
And then more in particular,
Sounds like
I
you
love
did.
how that theme plays
We'll
through
be
with the
ready.
entire group, because Seer also has that moment and Grease also has that moment later on. And as a team, they grow together, which I love. Oh, that's also true. Snail Messia in the chat mentioning that you get a little BD1 pet in Old Republic, which is fun. I almost never actually have a pet equipped on any of my characters, but it's fun nonetheless that they did that. I don't know if Battlefront 2... Oh, okay, hi. You're here. I don't know if Battlefront 2 has done anything, or... I really don't appreciate the tracking. Okay, how about that? Ah, you like that, don't you, you big goddamn frog? Alright, so we can now head back to... Again, you can explore a lot more if you choose to, but I'm going to kind of streamline a little bit more towards just covering the story. Cut the tongue. Yes, that is a thing. That is a very good tactic against them. Quite fun.
What?
And things. I drop down. Yes. Yeah, sure. Why not? Oh, that's right.
My friend, it appears the JFO had some interest in Dathomir. Strange. For such a peaceful culture to have any sort of fascination with a place so dark.
Oh, what's that? What's this?
Snail in the chat saying, I love Dathomir. I kind of wasn't that big on Dathomir. Like, I kind of like what they were going for, and I like some of the, I don't want to spoil things, it's just some of the enemies, let's just say, that you fight. I think strategically they're a little bit tougher. So I liked that, but the part of the story where you spend a longer period of time on Dathomir, I was kind of unimpressed with the level design. Felt kind of circular unnecessarily, but it's a minor complaint. I liked all of the planets, but if I had to rank them, I'd probably say Kashyyyk and then Zepho were my top one. Again, without spoiling it, I liked a lot of the story beats that were happening on Dathomir. I liked
Should
some
be a
of
lot quicker than the way in.
Yeah, again, I would say the enemies. I don't want to spoil like the big beats, but like there's some awesome action beats on Dathomir. Some of the characters, like some of the story stuff, I really liked on Dathomir. I just didn't necessarily like the level design or just the aesthetic of it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the platforming just gets more and more fun the more you get more abilities unlocked. About that.
Got a scan?
Knife.
Thanks for that. Oh.
All right, we're gonna hop on the ship and head over to JFO, I guess. Although there is kind of a equipment reason to go to Dathomir first. I don't necessarily want to do that, though. I'm going to take a quick, I don't know, like 2-minute break. I'll be right back super fast, but I just want to do that, and then we will continue on to JFO. Be right back. All right, and we're back. Someone says Jedi Knight. I'm assuming the class storyline you're talking about for Old Republic is basically KOTOR 3. I completely agree with that, and I don't have any problem with it. I'm glad they actually kind of did that in some. But anyhow, let's jump on our ship. Let's talk to Seer, and let's head over to JFO, which is also a very good planet. It'll be a good place to see some more combat with Storm.
You passed the test.
So you knew about BD-1?
Come on board. We'll talk inside.
Oh, BD-1, this is Grease. Hey, Grease.
What is that? Get off my sofa! Get off my sofa! Don't! Get out of there! Get out!
That is BD-1. He's with us.
I don't care who he's with. Do you have any idea how hard it is to get oil stains out of petroleum fabric?
Not really.
Oh, I hope you found something better out there than this droid.
Oh, calm down, Grease. He did. Tell us, Cal.
The vault was built by an ancient civilization called the JFO. A Jedi named Eno Cordova hid something inside of it.
What did he hide inside?
A holocron from the archives. It contains a list of Force-sensitive children.
The next generation of Jedi. I knew it! Ah, Cordova, you old fool.
You knew him?
Yes, a long time ago. I was his apprentice. Cordova was a loner. That little droid and I are probably the only ones that know about Pagano.
Hold on, wait a minute. A hollow what?
A holocron. It stores information, but only accessible to Jedi. Hang on, I think I have one around here.
Am I the only one who wants a sofa with a patchouli weave fabric? I mean, I don't know if that's just me.
This is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. I regret to report that both our Jedi Order and the Republic have fallen.
Love the Obi-Wan reference there. It's very
With
brief,
that list
but
of
still,
Force
I like it when
sensitives,
they get into the
we
canon.
could rebuild the Jedi Order and defeat the Empire.
Okay, no problem. Let's get it.
Well, except the holocron is hidden deep inside the vault, and to get it, we have to follow Cordova's path. He mentioned something about the planet Dathomir and a JFO homeworld.
All right, well, where are we going? I'm just asking because I was thinking of maybe making some food.
Look, before we do anything, I need to know something. How come you're no longer a Jedi?
I had an experience that changed my perspective. So I cut myself off from the Force.
But you still want to rebuild the Order.
I believe that rebuilding the Order is the best chance we have against the Empire. What do you believe?
Bosag and Emery, you are both right. Neither one of you is wrong.
Empire,
It's
so
not
I don't
smart,
really have a
but
choice.
Cordova was
As long
just
as you're
trying to
alive,
hide it.
You will always have a choice. Are you with us?
We're in.
Dathomir or JFO, it's your choice. If you're not ready to leave, don't bother me.
I do rather like.
Hey, Grease, what's this thing?
What? You've never seen a terrarium before?
Sure, but don't they usually have plants in them?
Well, I've been a bit busy hauling you around the galaxy, but you know, you could pay me back with some seeds.
I thought you hated nature.
When it's out there, you betcha. But when it's behind a comfortably thick wall of embarring glass, that's perfection.
All right, I'll see if I can find any.
Yeah, and I gotta say, it is actually really cool to see the terrarium like fully built out. And you've got a little place back here in the engine room to meditate, save, spend your points, etc. when you're not out in the field. Poncho. Again, optional conversation here. You don't have to talk to Seer.
Seer, can you feel the Force at all?
Yes. But instead of opening up, I push it back down. The exact opposite of what you should do.
Out there, I remembered something about myself before the purge. It was painful, but like I found a piece of myself.
That's good. You're learning to embrace the Force again.
How can you say that?
Because I know what it means to live without it.
Okay, I'll keep trying.
Yes, that is correct, AJ. So Cal is probably, I guess, before this was most well known for playing the Joker on Gotham TV show, which I don't watch. I heard it's good. I'm a big Batman fan. I've just never really been into a lot of the DC TV show stuff, honestly. But I heard he's quite good in it. So I think he's very good in this. You know, he's being given a character that is, again, it's a very archetypal character. I think he brings personality to it. Some people disagree, but I quite like him. All right, anyway, let's get to Zepho.
Where are we headed?
We won't have time to, like, finish Zepho for sure, but we're at least going to start it here. And also, you will get to see the planet transitions, which are pretty good. They're not, like, Star Citizen level good. Those of you who have seen me stream Star Citizen, you know how much I love just getting in your ship and flying up off of a planet. It's not that manual. It's basically just like a cutscene, but you can tell they're kind of trying to replicate that same view.
On our way to Zepho. What is that thing saying? I don't know why people have droids.
Tell that to him. He can understand you.
He can? Look, I didn't mean anything by it. Droids just freak me out.
What doesn't? You sound like an imp. They deactivate droids just because they can. That makes him one of us.
Huh. Well, tough break. I take it back. You're all right, buddy. All right, we're here. Get in your chair. Heck of a storm brewing down there. This might not be the best time to land.
Something strange. Those winds are interfering with our comms.
Hey, Cordova mentioned something about peace in the eye of the storm. Well, I can just make out a settlement in the middle of it.
Then we have to get there.
Copy that. Oh. Couple bumps ain't gonna kill you, kid. Unless the wind picks up. Can you tell that bucket of balls to keep his opinion to himself?
I'm sure everything's under control.
It's under control. It's just a little tricky.
I really like Mies as a character by the end of this. He really grows on you. And there's more to him than meets the eye. He seems like he's kind of just a smart mouth guy on the surface, but you know, he's got a soft side to him.
Oh. Huh. Perfect landing. Easy money, baby.
But I'm still getting a lot of interference on the comms. It's gonna take me a minute to get them back up.
I'll search for signs of Cordova in the meantime.
Good. I'll be in touch once I crack this. Cal, over here. You did good work on Bogano. The more information we gather on Cordova and the Zepho, the closer we'll get to stopping the Empire.
I've heard of ancient cultures, but don't know much about them.
I only knew that Cordova was obsessed with the Zepho, believing their teachings to be important. I, too, was intrigued by the mysteries of our galaxy. You better get moving. There's a lot to learn here. Good luck.
I can see you two have been through a lot. It's not easy.
No, it's not. But I think of those who believed in me at one point. If I give up on myself, then I give up on them. I'm sure you have a few of those.
Prof. Friend on Braca. He sacrificed himself so I could live.
He believed in you. A lot of people depend on you, even if they don't know it yet. Keep going, Cal. For Prof. For everyone.
BD-1's a helpful droid.
He does seem to be warming up to you.
Cordova must have really liked droids. He decided to leave such important information with BD-1.
I only assume he chose BD-1 because he needed some sort of ability to store encrypted information. These exploration droids are good tools for that sort of thing. But I'm sure he's more than that. Please, I'm trying to collect my thoughts.
Yeah, so again, I love the fact that those conversations are optional. You can get to know Seer and sometimes Grease more, and I feel like they become more frequent and longer as the story goes on. And you can, again, get a couple of, like, dialogue choices. I don't know why it feels like a feature that's not fleshed out at all, because they're very few and far between, and they don't affect anything for the story. It feels like maybe a feature that they planned on implementing further, but just couldn't. So I hope if there's ever a sequel, we get, like, more dialogue choices for Cal.
Hey now. Something we can use?
Oh, nice. Also, there's skins for BD1 as well. Change him from his standard. I really like this blue leader one, white and blue, colorful. Actually, this is not my favorite poncho color, but that's okay. We'll rock it. I thought I saw. This is kind of morbid and funny to bog rats, or are they bog rats, or I can't remember what they are, carrying this stormtrooper apart.
Watch out, BD. We don't look friendly.
Even the simple creatures are tough, like on Jedi Master. It's actually kind of fun.
What'd you find?
Scaz, that's right, that's what these things are. So scaz are most commonly found in the shade or dark areas where they can maintain cooler body temperatures due to poor vision. They are especially vulnerable in bright light. They are most dangerous in packs, often biting and locking their jaws onto prey, providing an opportunity for others to strike. Yeah, so actually if they do latch onto you, you then have to mash X to get them off, and you'll do damage, and I think maybe kill them, but it's exactly right. The other ones will attack you while you're getting... Very good to keep moving. Well,
Cal, can you hear me?
The Empire. They found JFO.
If they were following the Mantis, we would have been swarmed already.
Could they be looking for the tombs?
Let's hope not. Just got our comms working. I'll try the same workaround to crack into theirs.
hello. I'm not a fan of how well the enemies track you, even if they're slowing you down. If you're, I mean, just like when I say track, it's just sort of the way that, like, even when I'm slowing them down, they have perfect aim. They're not really moving, like they're not animated. They're just rotating to aim directly at me. I don't know. I feel like that's a little bit gamey, which, you know, I don't mind the difficulty. It would just be nice if they were actually animated to track you instead of just having that perfect aim ability. Did I come this way last time? Well, that's a shortcut, so that... Oops. Oh, Oh, actually, yeah. Let's go this way. And you can see the stormtroopers fighting those. They're also not fighting me.
I can't hit him. Weapons on him. Fine. You made your last mistake.
Not really, bro. Again, very satisfying to do the lightsaber. Okay, so one thing that I did want to mention, I was almost going to tweet about it, but it got kind of too long to be a tweet, is I saw this quote from J.J. Abrams that came out recently. It was a quote, IGN tweeted it out, where he was basically saying, you know, would I have liked for George Lucas to have the Force Awakens be his favorite movie of all time? Sure, you know, I respect the fact that, you know, everything that he's done, and even now, more so than ever, I make the movies that I'm making in awe of what he did. Very respectable, very classy quote from J.J. Abrams. You know, people are going to ask him that question of, like, you know, what do you think about the fact that George Lucas, you know, is not the biggest fan of The Force Awakens, as a way to try and bait J.J. Abrams into saying something that they can write a tabloid headline about or something like that. And I thought J.J. Abrams totally took the high road, and as a person, I thought he did 100% the correct thing by answering in that way. But from a creative standpoint, the answer kind of confused me a little bit when he said that he's in awe of what George Lucas has done. I think that I really, and this is not necessarily a bad thing, excuse me, but I think that what JJ is really in awe of, honestly, you see, he is in awe of the iconography. Like, what he's in awe of is the Millennium Falcon and stormtroopers and lightsabers. And that's totally fine, because those things are amazing iconography. But I think that he really sort of likes the aesthetic of Star Wars and the imagery of Star Wars, and he seems to have left most of the meaningful themes behind. To me, The Force Awakens is really a movie that is about fanfare. It's really about, and again, I've seen that movie multiple times. I have it on Blu-ray. Sometimes I just watch it because, guess what? I like the iconography too. I like when the John Williams score comes on and the Millennium Falcon's flying around. I like when people are having lightsaber fights. I like it. It makes me happy. Nothing wrong with that. But to say that he's in awe of what George Lucas did, like, I'm in awe of what George Lucas did also. That's why sometimes I watch the prequels or I watch the original trilogy. And again, I know some people don't like the prequels, but thematically, the themes of Star Wars are so well crystallized and so well fleshed out in the prequels. I am literally in awe of how well, of what great thematic movies those are. The dialogue's really bad, I get that. The acting's not great in a lot of places, sure. But the themes of Star Wars are completely crystallized in the prequels. And in the original trilogy, obviously, that's sort of the bread and butter. That's where the best stuff is at. But I really just, it made me wonder, when JJ says he's in awe of what George Lucas did, I wonder what he meant. And I think if I asked him, he would probably say that I'm right. That the thing that he's really in awe of is sort of like that genre coming to life in that way, right? It's this aesthetic of pulpy 70s science fiction mixed with like older serialized older serialized like Flash Gordon science fiction mixed with like an Indiana Jones sort of style of serial adventure movie. Etc., etc. So anyway, that was a Star Wars related thought that I had. Now is not the time to go into The Last Jedi because we're getting too close to time, but now is the time to have a little more combat.
We found the Jedi! Yeah. Affirmative! Can't stop everything. Try dodging that.
And his...
We've almost
wow,
got him.
Okay.
We'll win easy.
Not expecting that, but yeah, his strikes really reached pretty far there.
I'll check it out.
Get it, Pete.
Find something?
Take her and go. I'll lead them away.
Buster, no!
I like this little atmospheric or sort of environmental storytelling stuff. It reminds me of like the idea of finding notes and clues kind of like in Skyrim or something like that in a much more noticeable way. They're kind of putting it on Front Street. All right, stormtrooper dudes, come on.
Hostile, get ready.
There you go. Come on.
We didn't train for this.
Much better. Come on.
Get over here, intruder. Jedi.
Right, and this guy is a leader.
This one's mine.
Am I already? Oh, you like that, don't you? God, the lightsaber combat, it's really cool. I mean, I put about 30 hours into this game already to beat it. And now, even on second playthrough, like, that stuff's not feeling old to me. Like, combos and the finishers and stuff like that, like, it still looks cool.
It's all lies. The Empire just wanted this land.
Hey Kiko, the stormtrooper dialogue is great. It really is. No, it really is. Like the way that they taunt you.
Frightened refugees, shipped off to work camps, or worse.
And honestly, it gets better too. Like the higher, the more elite versions of the stormtroopers are like really nasty in the way that they taunt you and like how you're a Jedi and all this other stuff. They are very happy to be hunting Jedi. And it's fun because they try and do stuff that like throws you off your game. Like if you're trying to be patient and like block or dodge, like they kind of try and taunt you of like, oh, what? All you're gonna do is dodge? Why don't you stand still and fight?
Hey now. Something we can use?
Oh, good. Yeah, actually, I like this Guardian outfit a lot more. It's basically the same thing. That's one criticism I do have. I wish they had more actual unique outfits rather than just the sort of like the recolor of this main one. That would have been nice. Shortcut. Oh, and actually, let me let me do one more upgrade, or a couple more upgrades, actually. Yeah, this dash strike is very cool, and it looks really cool. You can see there, you basically just dash towards them, but you can also jump over them. Looks really cool. It also gives you a tactical advantage, because you also end up, obviously, behind them a little bit. Sprint strike is good, but it's not as important right now as more maximum force. All right, so we'll get through maybe a couple more encounters, and then we might be able to get to stop. But I want to test out a bit more. All right, stormtroopers, what y'all got?
Vilak, they're dangerous if they hit you, but the Jedi, I got it.
That's gotta be scary, right? Like if you're just a dude as a stormtrooper and you're firing a gun at someone and they're just knocking it back at you with a laser stick, and you're seeing all your friends die.
Oh, all right then. What was in there?
Right, okay. Yeah, quite easily. Oh, here we go.
Can you slice this?
Right, it's just...
Sorry about your scomp link, but standing up to that bog rat, pretty brave.
Yeah, the scomp link is basically a way to hack certain doors and crates, and you'll get that... Okay, now is a good time for us to stop. This would be a good save point here. So yeah, this is our first look at Jedi Fallen Order. I hope everybody really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed showing it to you. This is a game that really kind of took me by surprise. I kind of got it on a whim, just being on a bit of a Star Wars thing, and it's been really fun to play. Maybe we'll play some more of this in the future. If you guys want, let me know on Twitter what you guys want to see. I'll probably still end up streaming more of the Outer Worlds when I get a chance also. But be that as it may, thank you all for joining. I hope everyone is, again, continuing to have a very nice weekend, and I will see you all next time. Take care, guys.